Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Absolute Podcast. I'm your host, Jasmine Templin, online coach, sports nutritionist, bodybuilder, bikini competitive pro, bodybuilding coach, all the things in the fitness industry I love and adore. And I'm a business coach as well, for those who don't know, for other personal trainers wanting to build their business. So in today's episode, I thought it was quite fitting to do an episode around goal setting. We're doing a little bit of a 2023 wrap up and then planning for the new year. So I'm super excited. This is one of my favorite topics. And this is actually something I've already spoken about with my PT mentor clients on my 0 to 100 client bootcamp that I have been running recently. I spoke about this in last week's call. So I'm going to bring similar kind of topic to you guys. I'm going to talk about some of my 2023 wins and losses and share some of my goals for the new year. And I am going to be giving you guys some insights in terms of planning your 2024 and some questions and prompts that I would get you guys to be asking. So really excited to be recording this episode. I really want to be looking at hiring out a podcast studio in the new year. It's one of my goals. While we're on the topic of goals, something I definitely want to do. So stay tuned with that, and I'll be doing video recorded. I'm curious to know, how often do you guys watch the video version? Because for me, it's I never watch a video. I always just listen to it in the car or on my walks. And then speaking to a few people recently, they only ever like to watch a video and they'll sit down and watch it. I'm like, really? I'm like, just listen. I'm like, just watch them talk. I was like, you can just listen to it. So I know there are people who do enjoy the video side of things, so I'm thinking maybe that's definitely something I'll look at diving into. But yeah, I'd be really curious to hear if that's something that you guys would actually be interested in. If you guys would prefer that, let me know. But 2023 for me, oh my god. Okay, so we'll do a little bit of a wrap up. It always feels so good to jump on here and talk to you guys. I love talking and recording my podcast for you guys. And really excited to just get into some super consistent episodes every single week, as we do in the new year, but bigger and better. It only feels right. So I feel like it's gonna be a good year for the podcast. I'm excited. For me, so I'm recording this episode on the 14th of December. So we've still got another 3 weeks left. Now, I don't want to, I feel like there's still going to be some more amazing things that happen for the rest of the year, but we're just talking about what's happened so far for myself. I really had to kind of go back in terms of my Instagram highlights and camera roll in terms of what's actually happened this year, because I think back at what had happened January and February and how much has happened since then. It's been kind of crazy. So one of the first things that I had achieved for my goals this year was buying myself a brand new car and getting it wrapped pink, which was one of my goals for the year. And to be fair, I probably wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for tax purposes. But I had bought in cash, which I was proud of. By no means is it an expensive car. Depends what you classify as expensive. But it's definitely having a pink car is literally everything to me. If you don't have a pink car and you've been thinking about getting a pink car, girl, let me tell you, get yourself a pink car. I literally look at it every time. I'm so happy, even though it's literally a Hyundai. It is such a slay car, and I always get compliments on it, and I'm obsessed with it, and it just makes me happy when I see it. So for me, that's a big thing, is just getting a new car and getting it wrapped pink. Because before that I had my shitty little Ford Focus, and it was my first car, and it had no mirrors. It was not good, very unsafe. But anyway, so that was a big thing for me. I also had the best year financially in business. I get to work with my soulmate clients every single day. I launched business coaching and PTing and mentoring other PTs. So I started launching that I think I actually officially started in February or March. So that's been amazing. Absolutely love doing it. And then what else? I'm still going, so I don't want to say, I believe I've read 28 as of right now. So I'm thinking I'm going to finish up the year on like 30. My goal was 14 books for this year. So if you look back at last year's podcast episode when I talk about goals, my goal was literally to read 14 books, because the year before that I had read 12 and I wanted to beat that. But I read like 30. So I love that for me. I brought a new iMac, iPad, and iPhone. Once again, all tax write-offs. It's like that money's either going to go to the ATO anyway, plus it's for business. But there's some things that I don't like to spend money on myself. I'm very good at saving money because I have big goals, and I'm like, obviously I like to buy things and stuff, but for the most part I do save a lot of everything I do. So for me to like splurge on something like that is kind of a big deal. So love that for me. I settled on my first property, which I had brought like years ago now, but it finally settled. So that was in the early start of the year. And I also bought a second property, which still isn't built. So I still have to pay LMI on that, but I've paid the 10%. So that's all being built. I experienced heartbreak for the first time ever. Experienced my first little broken heart, bless. Ended my 6.5-year relationship by my choice. So it was very hard for me to do. Still a lot of love there. Still is. Still a great relationship. He set the bar super high, but yeah, it wasn't for me, unfortunately. But that taught me so much, and I'm so freaking proud of myself. And it's literally one of the best things that I could have done for myself, for him. And when I tell you, baby, my life, I've done more in the past 3.5 months that I've been single than I have in like my entire life. And things and experiences that have happened because of it that I would not have had me being in a relationship. So I'm incredibly proud of myself. And having to deal with that, plus family members and other people I know who's actually passed away, and myself, like I've been very sick this year, just like a lot this year, and last year I've been so sick, just like getting COVID and like literally you name it, like literally every few weeks I've been getting sick. So working amongst that's really hard. But I'm proud of myself for still working and showing up no matter what, and keeping my shit together and not going crazy, because I think a lot of people would like literally die in the situation that I had been dealt. But I'm very proud of myself. I'm very strong mentally, as you guys know. So proud of myself for that. Stronger than ever. Also started studying to become a counselor, which I need to do. So it's my goal to be a qualified counselor by the end of next year. So yeah, I started studying that this year. So that's starting more study, because what's another thing on the plate? Well, I also started pole instructing. So I've been poling for over 6 years. So I ran my first workshop last weekend, which was so much fun. I actually had a lot of my self-insurance clients there, which was incredible. And also I had the team Absolute Athlete Christmas party over the weekend on Sunday. It was so much fun. So amazing to see so many of you and meet you in person. I absolutely love you guys and gals, and seriously so blessed with the best coaching team ever, literally ever. Very lucky and incredibly proud coach, and I love to do what I do. I also took my first ever holiday and time off work in over 6 years. I had not taken a holiday, even though I've been to Bali before. I had always like worked throughout it, which is a very different experience when you work on holiday. It's like not the same. It was only 1 week off work and technically only like 4 days off check-ins, the way that I had structured it. But it was amazing, and I felt so refreshed after. And I made a friend there, and we had a really great time, and yeah, just like super thankful, honestly. So yeah, took my first non-working holiday, and then I've also traveled to Adelaide for the first time. I also went to Melbourne. This is like, in the past few months. Did Bali, Adelaide, and then Melbourne. And incredible experiences. And when I tell you, friendships, the friends I have in my life, like, are so incredible, and I get goosebumps, and I literally get emotional thinking about it, and how strong my friendship group is these days, and the people I have in my life. Like, I literally can't even explain it, how pure and amazing it is. Like my friends are literally everything to me. And I've never been someone who's had like that close of friends. I'm very much an introvert and love my own company. And I'm very focused, and no one can kind of like match my wavelength or my mental like clarity or goals that I have for life and ambition. But like no one like really works as hard as I do. And if they don't match that, like I literally am not even interested in being someone who like, isn't on the same wavelength. But I've met some incredible people in my life recently, and like we've all got each other's back like nothing else I've ever experienced. So my friends, like, and new friends I've made, like Martia, for example, we actually hadn't ever hung out before. We actually went to school together. We never had spoken. I actually like quite like knew her parents. Like her parents are into fitness from like a very young age, so it's such a small world, but always knew of each other. And then she actually won my 8 weeks free of coaching with the podcast giveaway that I had run. She actually won it, and we were chatting from there, and she had never been to Melbourne, and because I can work and travel wherever, we're like, you know what, let's go to Melbourne. And that was our first time hanging out, and it was absolutely amazing. We did 5 days and it was incredible. We had so many laughs. So it's just like, you never know where your like next like soulmate best friend can come from, and and so many other friendships I've had, like I can't even explain to you. So yeah, and it's something I manifested this year. Like this was no accident. I manifested these friendships. I know I did. I've done a lot of concerts. I had never been to a festival until after the breakup, but I did Listen Out, I did Spilt Milk, I did Fridays Live, which was spontaneous. I got free tickets for. Love that, slay, because people you meet when you are in that energy. And I went to 50 Cent and Jeremiah. I went to, I think that's Jacquees. I think that's it, which is so amazing. I've been living alone for the first time in my life. Never lived alone. And it's been literally the best thing ever. I don't think I could ever go back to living with anyone ever again. Blast my music and then pole dance 24/7 outside of work. I've done photo shoots, training hard. Like I'm literally just in the best mindset I could ever possibly ask for. And like I'm so happy. And it's like the universe just works in such amazing ways, in ways that you could never possibly predict. So that's kind of my wrap up for the year. And then my 2024 goals, I've got some massive income goals, money goals that I'm saving because I'm wanting to save for a few particular things. I'm not going to discuss them just yet. I also want to move into a bigger and better apartment after this place. And then I want to finish my counseling course, as I said. I want to get better at pole. I want to run more pole workshops, which is just a hobby for me. Like I literally don't do it for money. It's not like even really any money anyway. But I want to keep growing Sean as a coach. He's been with me for over 2 years now. Bless, love him. I also got him $1,000 luxury escape voucher for the Christmas party because he deserves it and he's the best. And so thankful for him. So continue building up Sean's client list. I'm going to start hiring out a podcast studio. I want to throw a big birthday party. I didn't do anything for my birthday this year. And now that I've got amazing friends, I want to do something big. Let's do something like good. So not sure yet. Any suggestions, let me know. We'll see. We went on a boat for the team Christmas party, so could go on a boat. We could do one of those like party buses. I don't know. I'm not a party girl and I don't drink or do drugs, so we'll see. My other 2024 goals, continue making more amazing friends and watering my own current friendships. I also have got quite a few travel plans for next year. So it's going to be a big year of traveling and saving and working hard. I'm going to Dubai. I've got a couple of Dubai trips planned. I'm going to work Sundays. Got a whole bunch of client comps, traveling. Townsville for a wedding. I am going to New Zealand. A few interstate trips I'm sure I'll do anyway. And yeah, just keep working as much as possible. So that's basically my plans. It's going to be an awesome 2024, but I just feel so motivated with work. and I feel so motivated, and I love being able to work until like midnight and not having anyone at home to interrupt me or make noise, because I hate my god, I hear a rat or something. It might be in the vents. That is not a vibe. That is disgusting. Better not be anything else, because I will literally have a heart attack. But anyway, I'm very excited to continue working. I feel so motivated. And what I want to do is just share with you guys some prompts in terms of setting up for your own 2024 goals.